Hello, I'm Doug Schoon. I'm president of Schoon Scientific and I have a master's degree in chemistry from the University of California at Irvine. Today I'm here to talk to you about the natural nail and how to keep it healthy. Because for the last 25 years I've been researching the natural nail and developing different types of products and treatments to do exactly that. The natural nail plate is made out of nail cells. These individual nail cells all contain keratin fibers, and these keratin fibers reinforce the nail cells and make them strong. Now, each individual nail cell starts off in the matrix, and as it starts off, it's round and white, much like a golf ball or a ping pong ball. But as new cells grow, they push these cells forward and these cells start to flatten out. And as they flatten out, they interconnect with each other and holes develop between the cells so that the fibers, the keratin fibers in the cells can share between the cells and spread out. This ends up making the nail plate one gigantic nail cell all connected together with these interconnected fibers of keratin reinforcing the nail plate and keeping it strong. The nail plate is divided into three distinct layers. The top layer is a very hard layer that protects the nail plate, while the center part of the nail plate is highly flexible. The bottom part of the nail plate serves as a seal to protect that flexible area. So what you end up with is a nail plate that's very flexible in the center with two hard seals protecting it from the top and from the bottom. The top part of the nail plate is very rigid and protective of the rest of the nail plate. If we get any kind of damage to that area, then it makes it easier for substances to penetrate into the nail plate. Now that's a difficult thing to do. Very few substances can penetrate through the nail plate, and only a few limited substances can penetrate into the nail plate. But if the nail plate top surface is healthy, it really limits what can get into the nail plate. So it prevents staining and discoloration and keeps the nail plate strong and healthy. One of the most common ways that people damage their nails is by over buffing. If we take a buffer to our natural nail and excessively buff, what we're going to do is excessively thin the nail plate. The thinner the nail plate becomes, the more problems we'll have because we're reducing the thickness of the armor of the nail plate. So that means the nail plate is now going to be more likely to split, peel, crack, and break. So it's very important not to over buff and keep those nail plates as thick as possible. The other common way that we damage the nail plates is by improper removal of nail coatings. And it could be any kind of nail coating. It could be nail polish or nail strips. If these are removed improperly, they can pull nail cells from the surface of the nail plate and leave little divots or pivots or pits in the nail plate. And you can see this on the nail coating you removed. You'll see the piece of the nail plate adhering to the bottom side. So it's very important to remove these things gently and not force them from the nail plate. Many types of nail damage are pretty easy to spot. Cracking, splitting, breaking, those are easy to see. But there's one type of nail damage that people often overlook and don't understand why it occurs. And that's white spots on the surface of the nail plate. A common myth is that this is caused by nail dehydration, or the solvents are removing water from the nail plate. But that's false. If this were true, simply putting a little bit of water on the nail plate would reverse the dehydration and make it go away. The reason the white spot doesn't go away is because the nail plate is physically damaged, and that physical damage will remain there as long as it takes for the nail plate to grow off the free edge. You can put a little nail oil on it and that will reduce the appearance, and it'll also help to keep the spot from growing and becoming bigger, but it's not going to heal it or make it go away. The very best thing to do is to prevent the white spot from happening in the first place, and the very best way to prevent that from happening is by using gentle removal techniques. When we look at highly magnified images of these white spots, we can see what's happening. Clearly something is pulling up on the nail plate or scraping the nail plate and disrupting these nail cells and causing them to become loose on the surface. This is a lot like taking a crowbar to a shingle roof. If I peel the shingles up on my roof, I'm going to have a leaky roof. The same thing is going to happen to our nail plates. If we create this kind of a damage, we're just making the nail plate more susceptible to staining and penetration. So it's best to avoid these kind of problems from the beginning. So what's the best way to keep the nail plate healthy? We get our hands and nails into so many things. Everything from hand washing to solvents to detergents. All these things can damage a nail plate. So the best way to keep the nail plate healthy is to keep it coated. The coating can be anything. It can be nail polish, wraps, gels. All these things will protect the nail plate and prevent this type of damage from occurring. So keep them coated. So in short, surface nail damage is preventable. How? by not overbuffing the natural nail. Avoid scraping, peeling, prying, or any forceful removal techniques. Make sure you're using gentle removal techniques. And if you do that, you'll have healthy nails.
Ready for your next Jamberry application? Here's how to gently remove your nail wraps and avoid surface damage in just 4 easy-to-follow steps. You will need nail wrap and lacquer remover, a small bowl, cotton pads, and an orange stick. To begin, soak your finger in nail wrap and lacquer remover for 20 to 30 seconds. You can also soak a cotton pad in nail wrap and lacquer remover and rub it over the top of the nail wrap for 15 seconds. Then, break the seal on the side of the wrap with either an orange stick or your thumbnail. Once the nail wrap has started to lift, use the soaked cotton pad to gently work the exposed underside of the wrap by carefully pushing it toward the opposite edge of the nail plate. Always remove your nail wraps by working your way from one side to the other. Never try to remove your nail wrap from the cuticle end or your fingertip, as it may cause damage to your nail. Continue working the cotton pad under the exposed underside until the nail wrap is completely peeled back. Never try to pull or peel the nail wrap off in the final stages of removal. Use a nail prep wipe or lint-free pad with nail cleanser to remove any remaining residue. Now you're ready for your next manicure.